Howdy, fellow Bard here, and welcome. Been about a week since I made a video, so let's get caught up here. Alright, so what we're doing here is we're going to take a look at the updates to this asset pack, and we're going to start adding in some Cindy Studios characters to make it have a little bit more life. Alright, so the actual asset pack, God, I got too many projects open, or there. It's the AI Enemies Assault Soldier by G. Aliberti. I hope I pronounced your name correctly there. There was just recently an update to it that added some new objectives to it. So, pretty cool. I do like what they've done with it. So, what we'll do is do a quick overview of what it is, and we'll go from there. And today's drink of choice is iced tea. And this is homebrewed. It is from Bigelow Tea. It's the Charleston Tea Plantation. Many of you know that I live in Charleston, South Carolina area, and we have a tea plantation here, and it's been around for over 100 years. I'm having black tea, but it's mint. Carolina mint. Love it. Only problem, that was my last tea bag. Okay, so let's go ahead and just hit play. And of course, mouse cursor, you know I love that. Press 1 or 2, you got kind of a rapid fire. You press 2, it's even faster. You do have a muzzle flash. Impact sounds have been added. You can see the impacts up close are not matching where the actual crosshair is, but that's inconsequential because I'll be changing that later anyway. You would go into unbreakable mode. I really haven't experimented with that. Hit H to reset your health and escape to quit. You can use F1 through F5 to change maps. So I've shown these maps before, and I'll just quickly go through and so you've got minor little bug there. This is an issue that is mostly with Unreal Engine 4, but let's hit H for the health. Pretty cool system. So let's go right to map 5. Not sure what all that's about, but let's go in here to this. We can actually hit play and just move quickly through it. Those sprints. Alright, so this is just their example map and showcasing a bunch of different ways that the AI can behave and attack and so forth. Going to blast through here and skip to the end. Alright, we'll sneak over here and jump to the next level. This guy is now friendly, so we'll have a friendly to tag along with us, plus we'll encounter another one that is friendly along the way. So we're just skipping through. We're not worried about completing each level. We'll let our AI companions do the work. No direct route. Of course, we can't jump up over here, so we'll have to go over to here and get on the ramp. But what I want to do is quickly switch it out so that we have Cindy characters. Not really hard to change characters in this at all. Some animation retargeting and that kind of stuff, but still relatively quick. We can also edit in death sounds as well. Alright, so this is 3. They're just going to fight each other and ignore me, which is also cool. But we want to change these characters out and go with the Cindy characters. It's because it'll be more awesomer. Alright, level 5. I didn't have that bug earlier, but nope, this is level 4. Sorry. But that just shows the way that you can set up to use either animation for death or ragdoll with kind of a push forward. You see, it's blue versus yellow here, and they will attack each other, but there's also an objective system where yellow's going to shoot the green blocks and the other guy's going to shoot the purple blocks. And the respawn. So it shows that they will focus in on not just the other enemies, but objectives as well. So really cool. So you can see there's nobody to shoot at, so he's shooting the objective items. And this guy shows up and they are engaging in combat. There's a preset number of rounds you can change to say, okay, they fired X number of rounds, now it's time for them to reload. See, he's actually decided he's going to take cover. So, really cool. It does have audio for the weapon fire. So if you have your own gunshot sound like I do, then you may want to change that out. There's going to be a lot of little things I'm going to change in here. But the first thing we need to do is we have animations that we're going to have to convert. So this is the same basic principle that I've shown many times before in setting up new animations. So what I'm going to do here is, before I get too carried away, I'm going to create a new folder, and it's just going to be called character, because later on I'm going to change from the first person to a third person blueprint. And we're going to create a mesh folder. We're going to create another new folder called blueprints, and we're going to do animations. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go into my Cindy Studios Polygon War. And this is the World War II pack. If you haven't checked it out, do it. It's just pretty damn cool. I'm going to go into our mesh folder, and we're going to go into our... we want characters. You can see we've got all kind of cool character attachments here too. We've got your helmets of different types, bandages you can use, berets, all sorts of cool stuff. But we want our characters, and oddly, it's in a different folder. It's actually in a folder called characters. So I'm going to go ahead and drag my polygon character over to my mesh folder and copy here, and I'm going to rename that to sk_polygon. Because if I decide to add more asset packs in here from Cindy Studios, I know that I can just use the same skeleton and make them work on this skeleton. It speeds things up later on. So we're going to need to make some changes in here. So go to our retargeting manager and make sure that we're set to humanoid rig, and that's fine. This is a new project. I'm going to go ahead and do editor preferences. I'm going to asset editor open location main window, loading and saving. We're going to disable autosave. Again, you are the master of your own saving. If you rely on autosave, you're wrong. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to grab all these characters, and I'm going to change their skeleton from this to the one that I created. So with them all selected, I right click and assign skeleton. Select my SK polygon and just hit accept. You'll have to do this for each of the ones you have selected. Takes a couple seconds, but what this is going to do is make it so that if you add other asset packs in, you're going to be able to just quickly set them up. You don't have to retarget, you don't have to change animations, you don't have to do anything. You'll create all this right off the bat. And what we'll do is we'll assign like an American soldier and German soldier, just so that we have two opposing sides. It is quite easy to set up a map to use this. Essentially, there's like 5 elements you have to put in, which is like a nav mesh bound. There we go. And we'll do save all. Now we're going to go back into our mesh and double click on it. We need to have something here as default. And for some unknown reason, this guy, which is one of the ones I would prefer to use, he doesn't like to work. So we're going to go to American Soldier 2 and apply to asset and then save. I don't know why Soldier 1 doesn't work. I never really looked into it, but he just don't. Alright, so we've got that taken care of. Now we can go into our AI enemy soldiers and let's look at our... We're not going to change our player character right now because I don't have a set of arms, so I'm not going to even worry about it until I convert over and start using the third-person character instead of the first-person. So look at blueprints. Just for right now, I'm going to look in here and open up. Thank you. Look at what they're using for an animation system here. And I'm going to open this, go to our mesh, and nothing. It's using all animation montages, which is okay. We need to go ahead and we have animation extras. We've got all these are going to need to be retargeted. But we also are going to need, let's see if we can find them. Not going to be, let's see. Well, we know we're going to have to retarget those guys. And if you look at the base AI soldier or base AI character, if you look at it here and you scroll down here, you'll notice that it has all these set up for idle, hit, falling down, standing up, dive, front, back. All these are going to be animations we're going to have to set in our character, which is no big deal. Look at base AI soldier. This is where all the goodies are. There's not much going on here. There's only a little bit inside there. And again, if we scroll back down and we look, there's all the stuff we got. And it's just individual animations, so they're not animation blueprints. So now what we're going to do is just go into our animations extra, and I'm going to go ahead and select all these guys so that we know that we got them. And I'm going to right click and before we do that, we actually have to change our character, UE4 character. And let's see, there was animation starter pack right here, and the UE4 mannequin associated with that one. So this is one thing that I do all the frickin' time, and it works. It works fine. Change it to a humanoid rig, and then I'm going to grab the upper arm, rotate it up by 50, lower arm down by 10, and back by 30. And we'll raise the hand up by 10. Probably need to go through and get a little bit more precise on this, but this seems to work pretty well for most things. Again, down and back 30, and then the hand up by 10. Then we'll hit modify a pose and use current pose, save, and close. Now, do a quick save all. Now we can go into animation starter pack and let's grab all of these guys. Gonna right click, retarget animations, blah 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 blah. Select our SK polygon. See we match up T-pose to T-pose. And I'm gonna go ahead and change the folder. Go to character and animations and OK. And then retarget. I know it's complicated. Then we'll go to animations extra, grab them as well. Right click, retarget, polygon, change the folder, there, characters, emanations, OK, and retarget. Simple enough, right? Oh god, that's some good tea. I made it in the sweet tea. So, I mean, I cheated a little bit, and what I did was I went to my Keurig and I put the tea bag inside there, made sure everything was clean so it didn't have a coffee flavor, even though I love coffee. Ran it through. I put actually 3 spoons of sugar in, which is actually a little bit less sugar than you would normally find in a glass of sweet tea. Sweet tea is sweet here in the South. But 3 spoons of sugar, and then I put the tea bag in the Keurig, let it run, and then on a large cup size. And then took the tea bag out and let it steep for about 2 to 3 minutes. And yeah, just poured it over a glass full of ice, and there you go. Quick single glass of sweet iced tea. Or sweet tea as we call it around here. Okay, let's get back at it. Alright, so we've got our characters. We've got, in our animation folder, we've got all these animations. Let's take a look. There we go. Death by iron sights. We're all set. Now, if we go into our characters that we want to start changing out, we have BP Soldier 1, 2, and 3. And these are the guys that we're going to change out here. BP Soldier 1, go to our viewport. You can see he's standing there, has no animations whatsoever, and there are going to be some things we do need to change as well. If we go back to our mesh, go to our skeleton tree, and what do we got here? Weapon socket. We need that. Looks like the only one we got. Okay. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy selected socket because we want that same name. Then we go to our mesh and I'm just going to right click on the root and I am going to paste sockets. So that gives us our weapon socket right there. Now, probably going to have to change that because it's not correctly in his hand. So what I want to do is go to preview controller, use specific animation, and then I'm going to pick out idle rifle iron sights. You can see he's in position here. I'm going to hit pause. I'm going to take it back to number 1. I'm going to right click and I'm going to add preview asset. And I'm going to add in a riffle or an SMG. For now, let's go ahead and add in the Thompson. So you can see it's not correct. So let's rotate it. And let's rotate it down just a hair. We're going to have to unsnap our rotations so we can get the rotation a little bit closer. And let's move it around. And I'm going to uncheck snapping on that as well. I'm going to get it pretty close. I'm not going to sit here and nitpick a whole lot right now. You know what? That's going to be good enough for now. We'll just go ahead and hit save and close. So now that we've got our weapon socket there, we're going to look at our characters again. System, actually let's go to BP Soldier 1. Now, we need to figure out who we want to be. So let's look at the Polygon War Pack and let's look at our characters again. We have American soldiers, I think will be Team 1. So we can run this guy. Don't know why the gun's in the wrong position there, but we won't worry about that until we look at it actually in the playable view. So this is going to be our normal player one, or our normal character for that. So we'll go to mesh, make sure we got him selected, and go to our skeletal mesh here and arrow. See, he's in T-pose. We need to change our skin out. And let's see. Compile and save. Now, I'm just going to see what happens if we hit play now. Besides having that annoying mouse cursor. Alright, so you can see he doesn't have animations. And we need to change his weapon out too. So his weapon, let's go ahead and change to... This is going to be really, really simple to finish this out, by the way. Our mesh folder, weapons rigged. Now here's the problem we're going to run into is these weapons here will not have a, what are they using? They're using a skeletal mesh, thank you. They're not going to have the magazines installed. We're going to have to fix that ourselves later. But quickly we can look at, let's see here. If I want to give him the Thompson, right there. Weapon, American submachine gun 1 skeleton. Let's go into that. And we need to click on the main. We just need a magazine here. So we're going to right click and add a socket. We're going to, I don't know why it does that, but click on it, hit F2, and we're going to call this magazine. Because it's a magazine, it is not a clip. Call it a clip, I will punch you in your testicles. Make sure we hit apply to asset. And we are going to add a preview asset to that. And we're just going to type in mag American submachine gun mag 1, and let's rotate it back 90, undo, because we need to read to our snapping. There we go, 90, and in the Thompson the magazine goes right here, which is an interesting little stupid tidbit here. You can tell if the Thompson in question is able to use a drum magazine or not because there will be another notch going horizontal, whereas the main notch where the magazine slides in is vertical. So we want to make sure that there's no error. Yes, I know I can slow the camera down. Just being lazy. So that it's actually no error between the gun and the side of the mag. So that's good. We'll hit save and close. Now, let's go ahead and change our weapon. Let's go back here, select our submachine gun, and add that. Now, I want to add something to that, which I'm going to go ahead and select the magazine. And I'm going to right-click and... I'm sorry, with that selected, we're going to add a component, skeletal mesh, and then we're going to change this to say magazine. And there it is. We just need to socket it to magazine, compost, and save. So now we need to go back to BP Soldier and let's get some animations going. So if we scroll down here, got all these animations we're going to have to change. So the easy part of this, since we didn't delete the other animations yet, idle rifle iron sights. Click on it. You're going to have two. Got the one that it's already highlighted is the one that's currently there. You just need to pick out the other one right here next to it, and that'll be the correct one to use with the Cinti character. So all you got to do is just click here and click the other one with the identical name. That's why I didn't delete the other ones. Oh, I already had that one selected. Death 3. And it just takes a few moments to go through and do this. Once you change all three of your characters, it's, you know, not a big deal. You could actually go back through and, I guess, change it in the master. But once you have these guys selected, then, like I said, it's quick to roll through this. Riffle iron sights. Just, God, I hate that huge ass tooltip, you know? It gets in the way. It's not giving me any information that I need right now. It's just getting in the way. So when I'm clicking on something like this right here, I'm trying to mouse over it. Now it's below it. That's fine. But when it's above it, it kind of gets in the way and I can't see what I'm looking at. You'll have to go through and change this on all three of the characters that are currently there. And when you create a new character, you're going to have to assign these anyway. But not that big of a deal. And we're almost done. Two more. Left riffle and right riffle. So now if we hit compost and save, go in here and hit play. Out of my way. There we go. Looks good. Alright, so let's actually go ahead and while we're doing this, we can scroll down here. I'm not going to change it right here, but we're good on this guy for now. Let's go ahead and create a test map. Create a new level. VR basic, and I'm going to go ahead and grab all this stuff here, delete, and like I always do, just move my guy over here. We hit play and we're there. Next thing I'm going to do is get rid of that stupid mouse cursor. So I'm going to go to blueprints, system. And actually, no, this particular one is in first person blueprints character, first person character. And you see, this is where all the goodies are. And all I want to do is right here is event begin play. Custom, we're going to call this no cursor. Just going to be a custom event I'm going to use to get rid of the mouse cursor. And with that, set input to game mode only, or game only. Get a reference to get player controller. Set show mouse cursor. Leave it unchecked. And then remove you a little bit. Come in here and no cursor. Compost and save. That's going to fix the mouse cursor issue for now. Actually, we can also do... I'm not going to change the weapon in here just yet. We'll worry about that later. So now if we hit play, no mouse cursor, we can just walk around, yay, and there was much rejoicing. So if I want to add in the AI to this, the first thing I need to do is go to volumes, nav mesh bounds, create, and let's 0, 0, and 0. Let's also create a new folder called map shit, and I'm going to put everything in that folder. Go back to our nav mesh bounds, and let's just go ahead and stretch it out. Just want to get it through the walls. And hit P. It works. Lovely. So, to add our AI into here so that when we start, we can run around, we can check things out. We just need to add a couple of different things in here. If you go into the blueprints, you have base AI spawner, and I'm going to place the first base AI spawner in right here. And just because, I like to throw it up there like that, there's no need to change rotation. It's fine. But if we do that, it's not going to do anything. So with it selected, we have some options we can go through here. And the first one is base AI character. We're going to select BP Soldier 1. Enemies. There are no enemies just yet, but we're going to hit the plus and change this to BP Soldier 2. So his enemy is going to be Soldier 2 once we create him. And we'll do that here in just a second. Health, I'm going to change it to 1,000 because it's a little high. I'm going to change the action radius to 5,000. Just because that's what I like on this one so far. Spawn number, let's leave it at 1 for now. Respawn delay, 5 seconds. Uncheck spawn if secure. This is a good feature, don't get me wrong, but in a small map where your character is spawning next to where the AI are spawning, they won't spawn if that's the case. So uncheck it, and that should be good to go. I'm going to leave it on mixed. Unspawn distance. I'm going to change this to... I'm not going to change it right now. But what will happen is if you walk too far away from the character, they're just going to despawn. So they're not going to be spawned there if there's nobody... The tree's not going to fall if there's nobody to see it fall. If that makes any sense. So we hit play. No target points. Okay, so and it tells you that there's an error that you need to fix. Why you scoping me out, bro? So that's kind of weird. So let's actually go back into our character right here, and we can scroll down, and physics input defaults, default and impulse and blah 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 blah. Let's change it to front and see how that looks. It still ragdolls and falls down and goes away. So it's telling us not that we don't have a target point. So what I'll do here is I'll grab a target point, and I'm just going to place it at 0, 0, 0 for right now. 0, 0, 0. And let's now see what happens. He will actually pay attention to that spawn point. He's scoping me out because he has no other enemies here to look at. So now he's in the center point. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and put in another base AI spawner. Let's put it in this corner. And base AI character is going to be 2. His health is going to be 1,000. Action radius 5,000. Spawn number is 1. That's fine. Uncheck spawn of secure. Now, you can also tell it which target point you want them to focus in on. So if you want them to stay around a certain area, you can give them that. I've only got one in this map, so I'm not really worried about it. And we're going to have him fall back. We need to give him an enemy. So his enemy is PP Soldier 1. Now, I don't know if you noticed that, but when you're in here, Objective 1 and Objective 2. So we might be able to add that in here as an experiment in just a second. So, but if we hit play, there we go. He just murdered that fool. Why are you looking at me? I will kill you. I said I will kill you. Thank you. So let's go ahead and change out Soldier 2. And if we want, we can throw in Soldier 3, but for right now, we just want 1 and 2, and that's going to be good enough for now. So if we look at our characters again, we want a German soldier. Standard German soldier 1 and 2. Yeah, he looks fine. Now we can add stuff to our characters later, like helmets and whatnot. That's all cool. Look at this guy. Actually, I'm going to use him. I like him. He looks cool. So if we go back to blueprints, BP Soldier 2, let's open that up, open full blueprint editor, go back to here, select our character that we wanted, which was German Soldier 2. Select here, let's look at our viewport, mesh, bang. And let's change our material back. And there we go. Compost and save. Now we're gonna have to be on this and scroll down, and guess what? It's animation time. Yay. Again, simple, easy to do. Just takes a few minutes to actually do it. Death tool. Tree. Death from falling 6. Sometimes it's helpful to call them out whenever they're, so close, like this one, Riffle Iron Sights, and that one's not too bad. But also remember which one you're on if you can't see the preview big enough. And it would be nice to be able to scale those up a little bit more, but whatever. You can kind of see this is UE4 mannequin, this is the Cindy character. And if you're more awake than I am, then it's really easy to spot the difference between the two. Because like this is left, and that, you got to make sure you don't hit right, get them mixed up. Because that'll look a little bit on the goofy side. Right, Riffle Iron Sights. Only a few more to go. Kind of like this way, but I think probably run into some issues later as we're trying to do a third-person character and then doing multiplayer replication on stuff and things of that nature. Something just telling me in my gut that might be a problem. Alright, let's compost and save, and let's hit play. Gonna change his weapon out. So now let's go back to our mesh weapons rigged, and we want him to have the MP40 Schmeitzer. God, I love that gun. We'll do this one, but like we did before, need to add the magazine slot. Submachine gun, skeleton, select here, right click, add socket, and F2 magazine. Add preview asset, mag, German submachine gun. This is the magazine well on the MP40, by the way. And I want to bring it down and save. Go to our weapon, and we want to select, I want this one that has the stock extended. So with weapon selected, that, it's got the right skin, add component. Before we hit add component, let's select the magazine, now add component, and we'll do magazine. and add to the socket, compost, and save. Now let's see what we look like. You got wrecked right off the get-go. Oh, you should have died from that. But you died from that, so that's it. We've just, and 40 minutes of screwing around here took and created the characters. So now we have American soldiers and German soldiers. We've got them working, attacking each other. So that's cool. Let's put in an objective, just so we can see what that looks like and see how it works. Objectives folder right here. You got sample 1 and 2. Is there any models that we can apply to them instead of blocks? You know, purple block or green block. Yeah, let's give them the barrel. Why not? You know, give them something to shoot at that's not the boxes. So we'll go back here to objectives, sample objective 1, or viewport, or cube, and it's got BP objective is inside of it, and that's good. So click here. We're done with you, soldier. Go away. Let's pick a prop that we want, and we can use the red barrel. Is fine. Yeah, that's fine. And I'll go back into here, static mesh, poof, cube, and we'll change the material. So there we go. This will move up so that it's in there. Compile and save, and now let's grab our objective. Let's drag it into the map. And I'm going to go to, well, let's pick you up. Just because I did that with both of you. And you're going to get a new enemy. And it is Objective 1. Same thing. Well, he shot it. They're both aiming at that one, and he shot it, and then, dude, I'm gonna kick your ass. And then now he's shooting back at this gun. There. You shoot it, it respawns. You could change that to destroy actor instead of telling it to respawn, but at least there's always something going on. He's now just trying to shoot that, and it's good to go. If we change this guy to 3 and this guy to 3, now they're gonna, when they get killed, okay, you shoot at the barrel, but he's shooting at you, so he'll get wrecked. And we get respawns. Yeah, that ragdolling is a little bit on the weird side there. But, again, that can be changed. Let's do save all. And cancel. Because we need to give it a folder. New folder. Maps. Now we can do save all, save selected, maps folder, and test map. Now, what I want to do is go into the polygon demonstration map from Cinti, What if you wanted to add some combat and some action and some just general mayhem to this particular map? Yes, save selected. Okay, so we're going to ignore the fact that the guns are still broke. They haven't fixed the position on them in the maps, but what I want to do is at some point I will come in here and I will remove all these freaking airplanes, which they're awesome for a demonstration map. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about it. But you know me with organized maps. And yeah, come on. So plane. Plus you can also just sit here and look in the sky. Select it, delete. Gorgeous planes though. I love the models for these planes. They came out really well. But if we're going to sit here and create a map that we can play on and have some combat and some action going on, we kind of want to have them either working or not there at all. There are a couple planes that you can leave on here that are like crashed, which is pretty cool. And these two are just sitting here on the ground. Stuka. So we'll leave the ones on the ground. I'm sure I'm missing one or two here and there, but that's fine. The key thing is here is nav mesh bounds. Now, you could just put one blanket one to cover the entire frickin' map, and that would work. Or you can put multiples out. I'd say put one large one in to cover all of this, the main battle area, and then also in the city area right here. To get started with, instead of having all this to contend with, because we don't have sniper rifles, we don't have anything fancy, I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to put a nav mesh bound in the city, and we're going to focus our combat in this little urban environment over here. Now there are some buildings that need collision issues fixed, and we also need to open up doors. So I'm going to go to volumes, nav mesh bounds, and just start stretching. So we want to keep it to where they're confined to the city. Alright, camera, let's go. That's good that way. And you can always have multiple nav mesh bounds and overlap them. Let's move you. Gonna need to be a little bit bigger. And scale you up a little bit. Now, get a little closer to town. We hit the P key, and everything that's in green, including the third floor of these buildings, are usable by the AI. Good and bad. You could lower it down, say they can only use the bottom floor. That's fine, but going to be good enough. So what we're going to have to do is let's create our enemies. Save all, save selected. Team 1, Team 2. So And we want our player for right now to be ignored, so I'm going to put in the first one. So I'm going to minimize as much as I possibly can here. Blueprints. And this is going to be team 1. This is going to be the American soldiers. So base AI spawner. And we're going to, again, BP soldier 1. His enemy is going to be BP soldier 2. Health 1000. Action radius 5000. No target points to deal with right now. We'll just do 5. Respawn 3. Spawn character only if distant player lower this value. Spawn character only if distance to player is lower than this value. For now, I'm gonna do 100. Unspawn. I'm gonna do 250,000. I don't want them to despawn. I want them to stay here. Risk 50. Okay. With this value right here, default is 50. They could retreat, they could attack. It's like setting up how much risk they're going to take. Are they going to be hard charging? Are they going to be cowards? Whatever. You can adjust that with the risk right there. Again, uncheck spawn if secure. We don't have a player spawn right now. We're just worried about other stuff. But let's, for now, I'm going to grab a player start here. So now we have this guy. I'm going to go ahead and let him be my basic version. Basic impulse, let's say fallback. Okay, so this should be good for our basic settings for right now. Security distance. They're trying to maintain a certain distance away from the enemy. You can increase this if you want, so they're more of a standoff. And let's go with like 1,000. Trace enemy. You can fine tune these things, really tweak it. Just put a lot of settings in here, so it's really easy to work with. Fire delay. Let's change them to 1. Now, this is something you want to leave alone unless you really want to make like a sniper or whatever else. You can increase the fire spread. So, and how accurate their gunfire is. Whether they can do friendly fire or not, that kind of stuff. But that's good. Control C, Control V. So I'm going to add a second one. I'm just doing copy and paste because these are all going to be identical. So we're going to spawn our Americans over here. Now, before I start putting in the enemy soldiers, the German soldiers, don't get me wrong, I love Germany. I really, really do. I'm going to start putting in some target points. So I'm going to put in one here, right in between these guys. Now, the target point, there really isn't a whole lot you need to worry about here. So, yeah. I'm just going to drag them in so that I've got them all over the frickin' city. I want there to be a lot going on here. But mostly around the center point of town. And I'll kind of leave a trail of them around. I'll change the importance level of them later. And if you want to make a change to your AI, you can always select all of them that are the same. And action radius, let's change it to 7,000. Not 70, but 7,000. So with these target points scattered all around town, hopefully these guys will not just navigate into a certain area. Now you can put these a lot more precise than what I'm doing. I'm just getting them out there. So the next thing I'm going to do is go to base AI spawner and create the new one, which is going to be soldier 2. Add an enemy, which is soldier 1, health 1,000, action radius 7,000, spawns. How many did I do on these guys? Did 5 and 3. 5 tree spawn distance 100 and 250,000. Mixed behavior, we're not going to change the risk. Spawn of secure, we're going to uncheck. Idle delay, not going to mess with that. What did I change? Security distance is 1,000. A number of shots. This is something that I will do for all of them here in just a minute. But execute reload animation after a number of shooting or shots here. I'll change that on all of them at one time. Physics impulse, fall front, good enough. And let's do that now before I start cloning all of these. So recharge after shots, we're going to change this to 30. And then looking at the fire delay, set that to 1. Let's do that as well. 1. So now we've got this. We've got 5 of the other ones, so Control C, Control V. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now if we hit play, walk around town, let's see what happens. We can shoot. We can jump. No sprint, but okay. What did I do wrong here? Let's look at all of them. Yep, those are fine. Change them all to front. Security distance. There's one value that I've put down somewhere that it's probably caused a problem with it. They should now spawn no matter whether I'm here or not. Why you no spawn? And uncheck the character to look at enemy only if enemy is deleted. No. Security distance was set originally at 500. Why you no spawn? You don't like me? Let's get my player spawn just in case that's an issue. And I'm going to move it farther down. Got 3,100 actors. Why you no spawn? Oh, so much shit in the way here. Where's my nav mesh pounds? That's fine. Were they in the ground? Are they too high, too low? It's team 1 no spawn. You are soldier 1. You don't like soldier 2. And you are soldier 2. You don't like soldier 1. Unspawn distance. Well, we'll try 10,000 for now. Go on attack mode. Let's change you all to like 60, so you should get motivated. Spawn of secure is turned off. Okay, this should be working. Let's save it and try it one more time. Not had this problem before. Maybe I'm just not holding my mouth the right way. So what is it that's preventing them from spawning? Number of spawns, let's change that to 3. Changed a value somewhere that it's not liking. This was originally 5,000. 3,106 actors still. You know, still gonna have to go back through and fix this so that all the doors are open. I'm not getting any errors, so it's something a little bit different going on there. Besides the fact there's no sound here also. I need to put some sound in. Alright, so 3106 on actors. Hate all this uncategorized crap in the map. Come on, Cinti. So let's save this. Let's go back to our test map. Okay, so let's, I've noticed sometimes whenever you copy and paste some of these guys, Control-C, Control-V, that the copy and pasted versions tend to be a problem. I don't know why. Control-C, Control-V. It shouldn't be. It's working here, though. And you can see they're getting really, really close to each other. I don't want them being that close to each other. So if I come over here, and let's see here. Nope. There. Health 1,000, action radius 5,000, number of spawns 3. Change respawn rate to 3. $10,000 for unspawned. Make them all go on attack mode. Risk is 60. Fire delay 1. Try to replicate it the way it was over on the other map. Security distance. Let's put it at 1,500. 30 shots reload. And let's do front. I'm sure why they keep snapping to look at me. Who's gonna win? Americans or Germans? Uh-oh, I think the Germans are gonna win. Oh, there's reinforcements. Yep, Germans are going to win. Get you all. I win. So, okay, it works. So, why isn't the other map working? $3106 on actors, which means they didn't spawn. So, I'm going to go back in here and delete all the target points and the spawns. We'll do this one more time. We'll start with Blueprint, BP, spawner. Put that in, and we'll put a target point in. Okay, we will go ahead and tell this guy to be soldier 1, and he no like soldier 2. And again, I'm going to go over here. Actually, I'm not going to add him in. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it again. You are soldier 2. You know like soldier 1. Let's grab both of you. 1,000, 5,000, 1 spawn, uncheck spawn of secure, fire delay 1, security distance 1,500. No spawns. Now they spawned. Because I got within a certain distance. Okay, so unspawn distance, spawn distance, only a player. Okay, let's try 25,000 on that and 25,000 on that. I want them to spawn no matter what. Unspawn distance must be greater than spawn distance. So, no problem. $24,000. Sorry, dumbass. 26,000. And the gunshot sounds need to have attenuations. So, see, that's what's happening is they weren't spawning because, you know, the closeness issue. What are you looking at? Shoot you in the face. What are you looking at? Don't look at me. Alright. Start doing what I was doing before. So, I'm still kind of green to this, so no huge master to it. Control C, Control V. Put you here. Put you here. That's 3 spawns. 4. And so make 5. Now 2. Let's give you some more. Control C, Control V. It's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And target points. We'll throw one here near where they start. And I'm just going to put them around town. I still have yet to come in here and do the doors, but whatever. Gonna put them along the main avenue here. And why not? Let's put one more right there. And one right here. Invalid base AI. Alright, so let's look at that one more time. 6 and 4. Not sure why you didn't like that, but you still don't like you? You're Soldier 1, you don't like Soldier 2. Is that the one you don't like? Well, I'll delete you. Yep, that was the one you didn't like. No problem. Okay. So, now we got our Americans moving across over here. Walking over terrain. That's awesome. Where's our Germans? Are they attacking yet? Oh, there they are. I don't know, change their engage distance. That's a little bit far to shoot. There's stuff in the way. Yeah, that's too far to shoot. Let's see if we can come up with a way of fixing that. Alright, action radius 5,000. Security distance. Let's actually change it back to 500 and see what happens. Best fun of this is actually going to and experimenting, exploring, seeing what you can come up with, taking a really good system and setting it up to work. Go ahead and hit save all, and let's play it one more time. I'm going to head towards the Joidens. Meine Deutschlanders. Why are you guys just chilling over here, man? What's up? Get to work. Definitely got to fix the sound attenuations. Yeah, pop you in the ass and the rest of you get motivated, huh? They want them to kind of keep moving towards the different checkpoints and keeping the combat going. We got one being... Oh, there you go. Excuse me. Three of you sitting here in this one area. Let's go back and tweak them all again. Risk. Let's move that up to 80. Let's get them all kind of agitated. Go on attack mode. Spawn number, tree, and tree. We want them getting out there getting nasty. Keep reaching for my glass of tea. And it are empty. Okay, we've got a couple Americans in the street here. Is it I don't have enough target points, or you guys are just like staring at the building? Get moving. You too. Get moving. You either get moving or you get dead. Alright, well, we got a good start going with this. So, we've got them out seeking, walking around, doing a little bit of movement. I'll probably put some more target points in. And I'm going to fix the sound attenuation. And what I mean by the sound here, let's minimize all this stuff for right now. And let's go ahead and create a new folder called Assets. And create another one, new folder, audio. And for now, the hell's that creaking noise? Let's see here. Audio. Guns. I actually put them in the correct location. So, pistol, rifle, shotgun, and sniper. That, save all. And for now, I will start off with the rifle. And I will create queue called rifle queue, and I will also create sound attenuation called gunshots for ATT, and let's change that to 800 to, that's fine, and save, close, rifle queue. And what I want to do here is sound attenuation, gunshots. Now, one more thing here. Not random. I want to change the pitch multiplier. So I'll grab a modulator. And we'll connect the sound here to here. The modulator. Pitch, let's go with, well, we'll leave it default. It'll just vary it a little bit, but let's actually go like 1.15. Save and close. Now, go back to our AI M&Es. We're going to replace this. First person template, weapon fire 2. We don't want that. And let's see here. Look at this guy and scroll down. On fire. Right there. Click that. Go to rifle queue. Compile and save. Here, rifle queue, compile and save. I'm going to do it here also, even though we're not even using this character just yet. I just want to have it set. Compost and save. If you want to put in a third, like a French resistance or whatever else. Let's go into system. If you know, we want to go into our first person blueprint. And where is the fire sound for you? We don't want no VR gun. Let's see here. Spawn projectile. Spawn emitter. Play sound at location. First person template blah 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 blah. Changes to rifle cue. Now we hit play. New gunshot sound. So let them get some combat. So it's not exactly the same sound every time. It's modulated a little bit. Good to go. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and make some tweaks here and there, mess around with this a little bit. This is single player, there is no multiplayer in this right now. But for now, what I will do is keep playing with this, getting this going, and making sure that these guys are fighting and doing their thing. Save all, everything is good, and we'll end the video here. And if you have any questions about using the asset packs in the video, let me know. And we will see you very soon.